Well, we promised you the biggest fireworks show in Memphis history, and that grand finale was something else, wasn't it?
It was amazing, especially that last minute, right?
Yep.
That's what we meant when we said the largest, the best.
And I don't know if we gave it justice at home, folks, because here, 30 feet up, right on the river, we had a pretty darn good view.
It was just amazing.
It's very special. You're not going to see a drone show, unfortunately. There were some technical problems. And here to maybe explain a little bit what was going on there with the drones, we have Robert Griffin with Memphis in May. So tell us what happened.
Well, you know, when we said that it was going to be the Mid-South's largest fireworks show, how can you have a drone show follow that? Well, it turns out it can't. So there were some electrical difficulties with the drones. The operator's been working on it for almost an hour now, trying to get the signal to the drones to get them to take off, and it could not get it to lift from the tip of Mud Island. I'm not sure what the problem was.
Bless his heart.
Exactly. Fortunately, we had this amazing fireworks show at the ready, just ready to pull the trigger, and you saw they did. It was spectacular, and you saw so many of those shells. Over 3,400 shells were fired in a matter of almost 30 minutes that we launched that show. And you're right, that last minute or so was spectacular. So we thought, okay, we asked this guy to clean out his closet, whatever he's got in there, let's see what you can put up on that barge and fire it off. And this is the perfect setting for it over the Mississippi River with bracketed by the bridges. I can only imagine what these guys are thinking as they're traveling over I-40 and I-55. Look at their count. What day is today, right?
It's not July 4th yet.
Right? Exactly. So it's Memphis Bicentennial, and that was a great way to celebrate it and to introduce this next century of Memphis history.
Let's talk about Memphis in May and everything that you guys have been doing the entire month, because it's been a lot.
It has, and that's why we were so excited to salute Memphis with this cultural honor that we always give to another country, but then to factor that into each of the events that we've done. With Beale Street Music Festival, we had, of the 66 artists that performed at Beale Street Music Festival, nearly 40% of those had Memphis heritage, meaning they're either from Memphis or they spent their entire careers recording in Memphis, like William Bell at Stax.
Yeah.
So to have that kind of musical legacy, that kind of musical heritage from Memphis, and to be able to put it on a worldwide stage with our friends at Facebook who came in for that, brought Miley Cyrus in, and put Memphis on a national and global stage from that standpoint, and then came back at the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest, which we normally have an international team cook at the World Championship to kind of put their skills to the test against the rest of the world. This year, how are we going to do that? Well, we had a team of Memphis All-Stars. If you guys remember the Food Network episode of Chopped last December, specializing in Memphis barbecue, there were two pit masters who competed, and they both lost.
Oh.
They're both Memphis guys who both lost against a guy from New York. Don't get me started on that. We don't have time for that tonight. But these two guys came back, and those were our Memphis All-Stars who competed against the rest of the world as the Memphis All-Star Smokers here at the World Championship.
The one thing you can't control, and I know because I've interviewed you before prior to Memphis in May, is what is the weather going to do? What is the weather going to do?
Right.
And you looked out there, too. There was a little bit of rain there for Music Fest, but it did not impact the crowds at all.
Yeah, at Beale Street Music Festival, we didn't have an impact from the weather. There was no lightning, so we didn't have to have any kind of an evacuation. The rain doesn't affect our crowds. They still turn out, especially when it was Miley Cyrus and Mark Cohen singing Walking in Memphis. They still showed up for that, and we were excited to have them on stage, especially when they sang that last line about walking in Memphis in the middle of the pouring rain. It was kind of like they looked up at the skies like, seriously? It couldn't get any better.
Thank you, sir. We got to take a break, folks. We'll be right back.